Good day, everyone. Robert Wimer, the go-to guy here of DesireADifference.com. We are going to finish up our WordPress tutorial with the last 3 things needed to make your site wonderful. We've already logged into our administrative control panel. Now what we're going to do is we're going to hit the simplest stuff first, and we're going to go into media. Now if you remember from our last video where we posted the book picture, basically importing media into your library is really a breeze. So all we have to do is click on the Add New, and we select files, and we select them from our computer. And we go ahead and upload that, and actually we've already got that. Let's go ahead and hide. We're going to go ahead and save all changes. Now I want to show you what we do just in case we find something just like this. So we have 2 things that we don't want. We want to save space. Let's go ahead and delete permanently, and it gives you a warning. So once that happens, it's deleted. So let's go ahead and add something that maybe we don't have. Let's find something here. Under my massive document pile here. Maybe too much. Let's do FCA. So it loads this. Nice logo. And of course we remember our alternate text we should put in for basically those who may not be able to see text. It will throw up an alternate text in the place of the image. FCA logo. And I'm not going to go ahead and put a description, or I'm not going to put a description on there at all. Save all changes. So then we can create a rather nice library of media, images, movies, audio, that sort of thing. And what you would do with this is, let's say you are in and going into a post and you wanted to add a new post. I am going to take a look at an image. Let's go ahead and add an image. And we click on Media Library. And as you can see, we have several to choose from. Let's choose the FCA, and we are going to go ahead and insert into post, and voila, there it is. And then if you wanted to highlight that image and go ahead and delete it, or you can work on the edit image. Let's take a look and see our choices for editing the image, and basically it will be the same. Now you can go ahead and bring it down a size. You can choose to left align it and it will give you an example. Let's go ahead and do this and update. And preview. So there is a little bit of editing functions that you can do with some of your media. Let's try this again. There we go. That's a little better. See how it's left justified? And it's not nearly as large as what the original image would be. So we're going to go ahead. I am not going to keep this post. I just wanted to use it for purposes here. But the media section really is a great place to be able to manage your media library that you can utilize in post. This is great for uploading different variations of your logo, specific audio files that you use frequently, just basically having a nice library. And it's also very important to have a host that doesn't give you storage size limits, because these media files can add up quickly. Again, if you're in search for a host, go to desireadifference.com, scroll down to the bottom left hand side of any of the pages, and you will have a link to my host, which is bluehost.com. Let's go ahead and take a look at our links section here. Now, the default links area basically is set up with all of these. Now, if you want to keep these default WordPress things and give a shout out to them, that's your dealio. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and delete these for the sake of doing. We're going to delete all of them. And we're going to apply. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to take a look at our link categories. These are the big things that we are going to utilize. And we're going to go ahead and delete the default blog roll category. Well, looks like that's not going to delete. That is just fine. We won't use it. Now what we are going to do is we are going to create several sub-link categories. Now I'm going to show you how much of a time saver this is going to be down the road. We're going to call this bookstores. Link category slug, it will put them in there by default. We don't really have to worry about a description. And add category. We are going to call this music stores. And add category. Now we've got two links that are here. Now we go back to the links here and we are going to add a new link. We're going to call it Amazon Books, web address, Amazon.com. And this is a good thing to put in a description for mouse rollovers and descriptive purposes. The best, let's put it, since this is our bookstore, the second best bookstore around. And we are going to choose from the category. As you can see, the new ones that are here, we're going to put in bookstore. And you can also add new categories from the link if you like. You can also, from the link, decide to have a new window or tab, current window or tab, same window or tab. I would suggest using the new window or tab. You don't want people navigating away from your site whenever they're going to another one. Link relationship, I would just go ahead and leave all this as is. You can get into all of these wonderful little subcategories, but I choose to leave things as they are. So let's go ahead and add link. And we're going to add another one for the book category. Let's put a borders bookstore. The third, oops, no offense borders, but we're just doing this as an example, best bookstore around. Okay, oops, put it in the wrong spot. No worries, we will just put it down here and put the URL up here. Borders.com. We're going to put it under bookstore and we're going to leave everything as is and add the link. Now we're going to add a couple of music stores. So let's put in CD Baby. CD Baby. cdbaby.com. A great indie site for musicians. We are going to put this under the music store and add. and we're going to put one more, disk makers. Oops. And web address. The best CD, DVD, Blu-ray distributor. We are going to put this under music stores. Not necessarily applies, but for this purpose it works. Okay, now we're going to add. Now, if we take a look at our links, we can see Borders Bookstore, and we see the categories that it's under. Okay, so the grand poobah thing, what the heck does this have to do with anything? And why in the world would I want to do it? Well, if you have specific pages in your site that you want to show up in a sidebar as a widget on your site, you can set up your links and set up your categories and have those pages permanently there. Or if you have several other sites under different domains but under the same company, you could put those as your links off to the side of your deal or off to the side of your site. Let me show you what I mean. Let's go back into our appearance and let's check out widgets. Now we've got this basically set up, but what we're going to go ahead and do is look at our links. Now, show link name, show link image, show link name. Well, we don't have anything like that, but we're going to go ahead and put in show link name, show link description. That's why the description is important. And here we go. We're going to go ahead and put in our bookstores, and we're going to save, and we're going to close that up. Now you can use multiple widgets. There we go. And we are going to put in music stores. Get rid of that. Click on save. Now let's take a look at what we've got. Bookstores, Amazon Books, the second best bookstore around. Borders Bookstore, the third best bookstore around. CD Baby, a great indie site. Now let's go ahead and click on Amazon Books, and if you remember, we set up the link property to open up a new tab. Now look, it's opened up, but your page is still there. Great little source of marketing. But we didn't do that to Borders. So what happens when we don't pay attention? They go right off the site and they go to another one, and you are forgotten within a few seconds. That's why that small little detail is going to keep your customers right on your page, right on your site, and it's going to keep them very much in mind of you. So it's very important to have that little detail in there. So let's go ahead and go back. Let's close this up. And now the next thing that we are going to do is get into our comment section. Now our comment section, we don't have anything here. If we look at our dashboard, absolutely no comments. But let's say that we have a high amount of traffic coming to our site, and someone reads this "I love books," and they're just so moved by this blog post, they want to leave a comment. I love this post. I feel like I already know you. Post comment. Now what will happen is that we'll post it up there, and we are already logged on, so it immediately posted it here. Let's go ahead and log off. Let's refresh. We should see a comment. Yep, One comment, one approved. Let's go back and check our settings and make sure that we go under discussion, that anyone posts a comment, comment is held for moderation before a comment appears. So we are logged in. That's the reason why that comment appeared. So we're going to go ahead and log out of here. We're going to close out. We're going to reopen the site. So it should work like it should work. Name, this is how it should see. Name required, Robert. Email required. Let's do, there we go. Let's put our Gmail in. Website, not necessarily required, but we're going to show you what it looks like. http://noname.com. Stan, you're cool. And Stan is cool if he existed. Post the comment. Your comment is awaiting moderation. Stan, you're cool. So it's not showing up on here at all. If we go back into our WordPress website, we log back in. One comment is appending. We have 2 comments in total. So we go back and we can go ahead and either approve it, we can reply to the email that the person sent in, we can edit the comment. Let's take a look and see what that does. We can change it to where it's takes out maybe a cuss word. You know, if there was a comment that was on there that was good, but they put in a little colorful language, if we get rid of the colorful language and the comment still stands, there's nothing wrong with that. So we go back in to our dashboard, but let's go ahead and go into the comments section. Having a little bit of lag, and I know it's because of my internet connection and not because of WordPress. Let's go. And let's go ahead and approve. Now you can go back in and you can unapprove, or you can set it in as spam or trash, that sort of thing. So whenever we go back here and we refresh, definitely a lag on my end. Stan, you're cool. And that's all that there is to it. Not much in the way of comments, but let's take a look at something. And you can see the website there, their email, and the IP address from whence the comments came. Basically everything is looking about the same. So what we want to do, let's give a little bit of a test. And let's see what happens, show you what happens whenever someone puts in a comment with a lot of URLs that is spam suspect. We're going to go into the I Love Books post and we're going to put in, nice how it saves that, let's put in get the best phone deals, and I've had to deal with this. http://att.com http://nowhere.com http://verizon.com. So we're going to go ahead and post this comment. Now, spammers will have a whole library list of links, so this really isn't, they wouldn't be typing it in. They would just copy and paste the whole thing in there. It's basically a way of advertising and just being kind of jerky. So let's go ahead and post the comment. awaiting moderation. Now what this should show up as is spam. One pending. You definitely want to check this out. Interesting. Let's check out our settings and let's check out our discussion and make sure that we've got set up. We're going to go ahead and put one or more links. Hold comment in the queue. I like that. Let's double check and make sure that everything is the way that it should be. Everything looks good. And of course, if you have a blacklist of URLs, you can go ahead and put in your blacklist here of URLs and profanity. And there is a host, oh boy, and it's leaving me right now. I'll have to do a little bit of research, but there are lists where you can download the URLs and where it can be completely blacklisted, and it would be something for you to do. But I have went ahead and put in one URL. No spammer is going to waste their time putting in one URL, so if you leave it at that, that's not going to be a problem. So let's go back to our comments. Let's take a look at Robert the Spammer with AT&T and Nowhere and Verizon. And we are going to chuck this as spam, and the comment is deleted, never to appear again. And it also goes into our spam. And we're going to go ahead and you can choose that it's not spam, or you can delete it permanently. Now some people, just out of good nature, they will go ahead and put something on there and put a URL and not mean anything malicious about it at all. So it's a good idea to every once in a while check and make sure. Typically spammers will go ahead and post their stuff on your landing page, your home page. So an indication of that whenever you go back and you check your comments is check and see, and you can see in response to I'm Stan the Man, I love books. Now these are, so far they've passed my security test because they're going on a page that is not on the home page. You can go ahead and check out the No Name website and make sure they're not advertising competing products or services or anything that looks suspect. And that would be something to really check out. And definitely if you see it on your welcome page or on your landing page, whatever it may be called, then they haven't really looked at your blog, they haven't really looked at your posts, and it would be something to be considered spam. Let's go back to our dashboard. Everything looks really good. And this is what our site looks like now. Now granted, this is just the basics of what you can do. We set up just a site without really going into modifying the theme, and you can modify the themes that allows you to do that. We haven't gone into widgets. We haven't gone into a lot of the plugins that you could get that really enhance the site, but we have gotten into a lot of what you would need, actually all that you would need to be able to set up your website, your WordPress website, and not only create a presence but also start creating some good leads, develop a good house list to turn those readers into customers. And it is just such a wonderful thing, and I am absolutely grateful for your purchase and for allowing me to teach you about how to set up your WordPress website. And on that concludes our WordPress tutorial. I'm Robert Wimer, the go-to guy of DesireADifference.com.